My name is Leo, and I'm co-founder and CEO of Drama Shorts. We started as a novels marketplace, Alpha Novel, and then we saw this trend of short dramas exploring internationally on US market, and we started to do our movies, our based on the books. We saw this trend. We started shooting films in Europe and we grew now to top 15 within this industry and continue growing. And our target is to go within top three within this year. That's our ambitious goal. We are producing movies in Europe, in US, and in Ukraine. And yeah, currently we shoot more than 50 exclusive titles and on the road to shoot 100 within this year.
In your view, is short? How to define it?
We call it vertical movies. We don't call them short dramas here. We see this trend. We see how it's called originally in mainland China and then by some players. But in US and in Europe, we see a perspective that it's a vertical movie. It's a full movie, and basically with a lot of hooks, a lot of plot twists, and it's really organically integrated into TikTok, into Instagram feeds, and that's why distribution is so good. So basically, it is like a part of content that is very easy to sell to users using social media. And we treat them like movies. So we have like an outline by episode, full script, pre-production, production, and post-production. So it's like a full cycle movie production. And we call them, and for me, it's 1 hour and a half full length movie with a lot of plot twists, a lot of hooks, a lot of drama, a lot of stuff happening, especially in the first episodes, to make users hook and crave to watch more.
So I want to deep a little bit more about this answer. So let's say there is a full-length movie already made and cut into pieces, like 1 or 2 minutes per episode. Do you think it's still a short drama?
Not. It's all about the pace. So the pace should be that every minute and a half, something should happen, especially in the first episodes, because we are basically competing with TikTok feed, with Reels feed, and the content should be so catchy that you should grab attention and then basically make user go to your platform and pay for watch. So the content should be like classical movie pace and drama is not enough for user to go to your platform and pay. So it should be like something extra, something big, and it should be very, very like catchy, cliffhanger, something happening. She's discovering like that he has an affair. She's discovering that she's pregnant. Something like a hook should be visible from the start. It's not a movie, it's a separate genre, which is defined by pace and the quantity of hooks, cliffhangers, and overall pace of story.
Are there any genre that are unique to short dramas?
Basically, based on our experience, paranormal and romance are key for this niche, especially romance, like SEO stories, billionaire stories, like businessmen, etc. And I believe it's defined the genre in the first year of its existence, especially on the Western markets. So what we are seeing now, we need to add more genres to be relevant, because you cannot make only SEO movies and be successful. It should be like about sportsmen, teachers, professors, about basic like housewives, about love affairs. So it should be wide variety. And how we see a success, there should be like a romance line and also some action line in the movie. And then if you do it properly, it should be interesting enough for users to watch, to engage, and to make a content, make it a successful movie. Because if you do only one love story in the movie, it will be dull and it will not be enough. So I would say it's basically like intertwine of romance, detectives, fantasy, history. Romance should be always there, but there should be something on top to add to make it more appealing for a broader audience.
Do you think is there any genre that can be independent from romance? For example, somebody told me like maybe horror will be a trend.
I would say we had a lot of discussion with our users, and they want like an easy getaway from life. They don't want to watch, I know, some horror movies or some, I would say, classical dramas where everyone is dying or something. They want a fairy tale. So I would say rom-com add a lot of humor to it, the first one. And second, detective. People really, really like stories where there are some mysteries, where they should find who is behind something, who is the killer or something. So I would say those two genres can really add on top. If we're speaking about separate, like completely separate, I would say fantasy. Yeah, fantasy should be it. But in order to produce a high quality fantasy, you need to have much bigger budgets. And probably that's the bottleneck at the moment. Because if you want to do a Game of Thrones, you need a lot of CGI, you need a lot of costumes, you need a lot of characters, and it's just not feasible from like money perspective, I would say. But if we can bet what can be like a separate niche, in terms of genre, I would say fantasy, historical fantasy, stuff like this can be a big one.
So why do short drama go viral?
I would say timing is perfect since there's a Quibi. It was a startup that started as like a also in a vertical format, but they failed miserably. I would say 2 points here. First, the distribution is here, so people are used to TikTok, to YouTube Shorts, to Insta, and now wide majority of users familiar with this type of format. That's the first one. And second one, it's much cheaper to produce compared to classical films and even compared to Quibi. They hired Steven Spielberg. They had like budgets of 10 millions per series. And yeah, we are doing it like, I would say 100 times cheaper than that. Distribution is here. So people are used to this format when they want to get instant dopamine hit and watch some engaging, high-paced movies.
Do you think there is a formula behind making a hit?
That's a 1 million, like $10 million question, I would say. I don't think there is a formula. I think there is a quantity, be like main talents, as they really matter, like who is the lead protagonist, who is the lead female character, and you should just shoot more to be successful, I would say. We don't have formulas that, like in entertainment niche, you don't have every title super hit. Even on Netflix, even on Amazon TV, even in Hollywood, there are some fails and there are some super hits. And sometimes it's not obvious what will be the one. And we face similar questions. And we believe that we just should shoot more. And based on our experience, if a movie is based on a successful book, there is a strong correlation between success. So if a book was successful for a mass audience in United States, movie adaptation of this book in vertical format, like shorts, it will be successful. That's how we see it. It will be like A tier at least. Not all will be S tier, but A tier, higher B tier, that's for sure.
I'll just add up to this question. Have you filmed any short dramas or vertical dramas that was based on a popular novel?
Yes, we did it. We have Alpha Novel. It's our first product where we have 20,000 books in English. And our first movie was based on the book. And some of our most successful movies are based on the books. So it's like Taming Mr. Black, Alpha Rick, Mafia Boss, Cold Shower. Those are the movies that perform extremely well and they are based and inspired by our some of our movie books titles.
I've watched your apps and there are a lot of romance short dramas. And have you
Yes.
created short dramas outside the typical CEO romance format? And why do you decide to shoot that genre?
I believe we just watched the market. We saw that 70% of creatives are based on the movies on the CEO billionaire like archetype. It's super understandable for a broad audience like in US, in Canada, in Europe, in Africa, like worldwide. Like SEO, rich guy, everyone understands this, and the power dynamics between like his assistants, his wife, and him, it's super approachable for a big audience. Because I believe that each genre has its audience, like paranormal, werewolves, vampires, mafia, gangster movies, sport movies, Christmas movies, and SEO. SEO is just like universal. So you can launch it like at any time of the year, and it should be appealing for the mass audience. That's it.
Robert, have you planned any other genres that besides CEO romance?
Yes.
Was
Yeah,
it
yeah. We already did it, and it worked quite well. And for us, how we see a formula for success, as you mentioned, that we should shoot one movie classical CEO, one movie like classical werewolf, one movie R&D like some melodrama, something about mafia, something about sports. So there's always an R&D movies that we are testing. We even did like an action movie based on like Secret Agent. So we play with a lot of different genres, and sometimes it works, sometimes it's not. But we should do it just to be relevant and don't miss this trend.
how was the audience feedback on the popular one besides, not CEO romance trope?
It was different. We have a very successful movie about female transformation, like from obese to like slim and successful. It's called XXL Wife Before After, and the feedback was very like different. So some people said you cannot shoot like this, and they everyone watched it, everyone enjoyed it, but the feedback was very like provocative, and we did it intentionally just to test it how it works and will it resonate with the audience. So then we have an action movie. It's called the Secret Spy Affair, and it also worked extremely well, especially for the male audience. So now what we're seeing that at least like 20-30% of our audience can be male. And I see this trend in China that it's already like half male audience for this content. And probably the same will happen in United States in like 1 or 2 years. So we want to be like on the frontier of this change.
The male audience, how are you gonna attend to approach them?
Super simple, just shoot the movies that resonate with them, like John Wick style, and after that, just promote it for the male audience and see how it goes. So it's all about the content. I would say it's really all about the content.
How does audience data and feedback influence your future short drama planning?
It's a great question. I would say for us, how we choose what movie to shoot. First, we look at the books, we look at the market, we look at what worked for us. So it's three main inputs. And the third input, what has worked for us, is basically a number of you. We don't look at the at feedback, we look at the data. Okay, how many viewers watched this movie? What was the percentage of users who started to finish? What was the percentage of users who paid for this movie? And then on the numbers we make decision. So I would say we do not read comments. Like when we have something that happening like lot, we do it, but we try to make our decisions based on data. So it's all about the data. And this XXLY feedback was controversial. Some enjoyed it, some like said it's not a good content and it's not the right perspective. But everyone watched it. A lot of people paid for this, and it was a successful movie. So that's how we approach this.
Hi, I'm Maggie Han, founder of Short Drama Alliance. People think short dramas are innovative because it's short or vertical. But the real game changer is paid traffic. That's what reshaped how short dramas are written. I explain this in my booklet, Short Drama Writing 101, links in the description. What do you think the future of short drama or vertical film looks like?
It's a great one, especially with AI at the corner and everything. So I believe first, idea and script will be everything because production will be a commodity. Production will be cheaper. There will be AI like in a couple of years that can do a movie. So it will be all about the idea and about the audience that you have. That's the first. Second, I believe We should do more different genres, more different types of movies. And that's how we can reach different audience. It can be sci-fi, it can be fantasy, historical drama, action movies, spy movies, detective movies, and we should really invest like LGBTQ. Just play with different movies and see how the audience resonate. Does it work for you or not? Because for us, some movies failed miserably and some make a great success, but initially we didn't know what will be the one. So just shoot more movies, different genres, and validate your hypothesis via like books, AI, and you should have more and more scripts ready because it's all about the quantity. We should have like our target to do, as I mentioned, 100 exclusive movies by end of this year, and only last year we did 10. And in next year, I would say it should be around 300 movies per year. So yeah, it's all about quantity game.
Can you
Mhm.
briefly introduce drama shorts?
For Drama Shorts, it's a vertical streaming platform, as we call it. We do a short movie, short dramas, and currently we are on a track to have more than 5 million active users. We are growing consistently across United States, Europe, and Asia regions. Our main bet is high quality content and a lot of content. And we are on track to shoot 100 movies exclusively by end of this year. Mother company is Storyby. We have Alpha Novel, we have Drama Shorts, we have Production Unit, and we have some other minor apps, but those two are the most big ones.
Storyby
Yes.
operates not only drama shorts, but also Alpha
Yes.
Novel and Storyby Writer
Yes.
together forming an ecosystem. How do those two additional apps support and empower drama shorts in terms of data, reader feedback, and overall content development?
A great question. So basically, we see it as a content ecosystem. It all starts with Story by Writer, where writers all over the globe can publish their content. It can be a novel and it can be a script. We recently added functionality so users and writers can publish their script ideas and they can make it into movies. Then we test some ideas on Alpha Novel. So there is a book, then we show it to a US audience and see how it resonates. If it works, then it can make to drama shorts as a movie. We adapt it, we buy out the right, adapt it into a scenario, and then make a movie. But we also do original series. We have a team of writers in house and a lot of partners who are helping us to produce scenarios for short dramas. And currently, we have like 50% of our movies based on our original ideas and 50% based on the books.
Those 50% of the original ideas, how do you decide which genre you're going to shoot? It's based on the data or like your instinct or
I would say, like, for instance, we want to make 5 movies per month for this month, for instance, and 3 of them will be based on the data. We know what is working for us, we know what is working for competitors, we can do something similar. But then 2 other movies will be, as you mentioned, gut feeling ideas. We think, let's do historical romance, let's do fantasy romance, let's do a spy movie, let's do a mafia movie or something like this, and that's how we operate. So like 70, like 60% of our content is based on data and industry, like SEO, Werewolf, Billionaire, like the classical ones. And then like 30, 40% is, as I mentioned, research and development ideas, something new just to be relevant. So now we see a trend about like college stories for students. We see a trend, for instance, we are preparing for Christmas movies because it will be a high season and we need to prepare content especially for this season.
in the article you mentioned that AI has helped you better understand your audience, improve your short drama production. Could you tell me
Yes.
more about it and how exactly AI being used in your process?
AI is basically like a copilot. It's a research tool that help us to understand, okay, what are the trends, what are the top movies, what are the outlines, and then it help our scriptwriter team to basically refine ideas and write quickly. So we can produce scenario within like 2 weeks, and for industry average is like 4 or 5 weeks to produce a production ready script. So it's basically like an amplifier tool that help us to move faster.
Your current focus into on the US and European markets. As an app rooted in the Europe, do you think promoting content in the US present any challenges? If so, what are the challenges and how are you addressing them?
Great question. And I would say now we are shooting half of our content in Europe, half of our content in the US. And we see a trend that movies that are produced in US perform better for US audience. It's a different style of movie. It's more simple, fast paced, and I believe it's about main characters and their English pronunciation. So if you're doing the shooting in Ukraine or in Poland or in Czech Republic, some characters still will have accent. If you're doing like voiceover moment content, it would also have its like specialities. When you are shooting in US for US audience, chances are higher that it will perform better for US audience for us. But here we found a lot of very, very good native English speakers in Europe, and the movies with them work perfectly as well. But it's hard to find a lot of actors who can play with the proper English. So I would say it's the main bottleneck.
So language is the biggest
I'll say
challenge.
yeah, language is the first one, and it's a different cinematography style. So here in Europe, we do more like directors and creative producers. They want to do like a movie style, more slow paced, a lot of perspectives, a lot of angles. So they want to make like a movie for a Cannes festival. Okay, it doesn't work. We need a movie that is working for a broad audience in US. It should be simple and it should trigger emotion when users see it ads in Facebook and TikTok. It's a bit also a mentality issue, I would say.
So does it mean that European audience like more art style or slower movement?
Yes. I would say more cinema. We see this trend. So movies that we shot with European actors and European producers, they are working well for worldwide audience, for European audience, but not for United States. And for United States, I believe we should have proper American production.
So did you show American production dramas to European audience? You mean it's not that good,
Yeah,
right?
we try to do it, but in terms of results, it's different.
Actually, Europe is quite diverse as well, different languages, different cultures.
Yes.
And do you see any difficult for expansion and promotion, and how to approach those challenges?
Good question. Basically, AI helps with this. We are doing translations and subtitles for various languages, and that helps a lot. For us, currently, main like languages are like English, Spanish, Portuguese, German, French, Italian. Those are the key ones, and we are working only with them, and it's enough for scale and for localizations. So yeah, just covers the main ones and it will be sufficient. If the movie is successful in English, it's probably will be successful in other languages. So it's like international stuff.
Those European-made short dramas, are they speaking English?
All English. We do only English
Okay.
primarily, and then we are using like AI dubbing or professional dubbing studios to do it in different languages.
Do you plan to expanding into other countries?
I would be frank, our main target is just grow existing markets. We see enough potential in US, in tier one English speaking countries like Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and Europe, and we want to double down on them. So yeah, as I mentioned, currently we like number 12, 13, 14, like different weeks, but we need to go into a top five, and that's a different scale, and that's what we should do now. So, in terms of market, it will be still US, English speaking countries, Europe, and maybe Spanish, Portuguese speaking countries.
I've read in a recent report that there are currently about 330 drama apps worldwide. Most of them are actually
Yes.
backed by Chinese companies. And those companies
Mm-hmm.
actually, they have a vast library of web novel IPs, and they have some
Mm-hmm.
finished short dramas in their stock in the library. And also they have
Mm-hmm.
some data proven in the Chinese market. And also those companies, some bigger companies are heavily investing in the ad promotion. You describe your company as European challenger to an Asian dominated market.
Mm-hmm.
I find it's very
Okay.
ambitious. So I'm just curious, how do you stand out in such intense competition, especially from Chinese companies?
I would say three main pillars. First one is content. Second one is marketing efficiency. And third one is just grit and attitude and understanding the market. We have a seasoned team of founders who already did some businesses before. We know how to do marketing for United States. It's our main competitive advantage. And basically, we have a very good relationships with Meta and TikTok. And now we see that we are in benchmarks or even exceeding some benchmarks of the industry in terms of marketing efficiency. And now it's a matter of quantity and quality of the content. So my main goal now is to produce more movies. We know that it's working and it's a matter of scale. We should invest a lot. We're investing everything from alpha novel into drama shorts. All the profits from previous years we invest in here in production. That's basically a main bet for our lives, just to make this company like a fun 500 million revenue per year company. That's our target for next 3 years.
If a writer wants to write short drama scripts, so what kind of
Yes.
elements you are looking into when you choosing whether this writer is good or not for your company or to cooperate with?
We look at first at his track record. Does he or she has proven track record of writing successful novels? And second one is basically our editorial team validation. If we see that this outline, this by episode is interesting and relevant for our audience, we give it a shot and make it a script. And then we present the script for our production unit and they discuss, okay, where to shoot it, how to shoot it, and how to approach this. Basically, we look at the track record and then we look at the content itself. So even authors without successful books can have a shot and try to write a script for us.
If they write a trailer like 10 episodes, what kind of elements will you see to determine this script isn't good enough or not?
We look for original ideas. If we saw that this is just a copycat of some movie that is already there and it's basically nothing unique, that's no go. If there is something interesting, like some cross section, some original ideas, we iterate, provide feedback, and make it happen. If it's just a plain plagiat, we skip it. So that's the main reason. So there are like 95%, I will be frank, will be just a plagiarism of existing movies and books from the industry. And those 5% with original ideas, that's what we are looking for.